we haven't spoken much about tech, but I think there's some great business insights and thinking about how you might structure a business, work with people, collaborate, and what a business really is, especially in the startup space. Obviously, Ticker is an online business. It's all about online TV. Technology exists within it. How have you approached that end of the bargain? Because obviously you were at Sky, but sitting behind the desk, behind the camera, how have you gone about approaching that? Who have you brought on to help you guide that process?
Yeah, very good question. And it's come quite timely because I think I'm about to contradict everything I just said in the last question. Yeah, well, because I completely outsourced that to one of the other business partners who I mentioned earlier. And it turned out to be a really, really big and costly mistake. And it came with good intentions. So I start this with no one did anything to cause a problem, but they forgot about the user experience. And that is where it all began. So when Ticker first started, my mate, who was very much the startup guy, really believed that we should be charging for the service. And his belief was for $55 a year, people will pay to download an app that gives them all the latest business and tech news. That isn't something that really, when I look back on, was a great idea. And I went along with it because he was so adamant that it would work.
Interesting.
And that's where sometimes outsourcing everything isn't a great idea. He did the whole process. He found the team. He worked with them. He went backwards and forwards. I wasn't really aware that was his thing. I was worried about getting the host, the look and the feel, the marketing, the studio, the design, all of that was my kind of area. And his area was to go and get the app happening.
Okay.
The problem with that is that it wasn't the right strategy for us. First, to charge people, nor was it the right strategy to basically work with a team that would only build us an iPhone app, when we realized that a big part of what we were going to do was we needed an Apple TV app, an Android device. As soon as we launched, everyone was asking, how do I watch this on Android?
Yes.
I didn't realize there were so many bloody people who own Android devices until I launched an iPhone app.
50%, give or take.
Yeah, well, that's right. But it was very, very frustrating. And then to go backwards and forwards and to work out it was going to cost us so much more. And because it was all done as a kind of matesy thing, it very quickly turns into serious when you're having those conversations. So eventually it just took me to say, and, the other business partners who had now replaced the people that were there, to say, well, what is our new strategy? What do we have to do? What is it that the audience requires? What do we need? And it was off the basis of that we essentially threw out the first app and we started all over again. And we went and realized with a simple Google search that there was a better way. And that's what we did.